Hi everybody, my name is Crystal Lutton. I am a Team Beachbody coach as well as a personal trainer and also a recent graduate with my master's in clinical psychology for marriage and family. The reason I am here today is to open up a conversation about emotional eating. A lot of my clients and challengers have asked me about emotional eating, how to manage it, kind of what it is, and just how to better work with the issue. So I want to start first by just sharing a little bit about myself. I have had many ups and downs, especially with emotional eating. I didn't realize how much of an emotional eater I was until kind of more in my college years. But in high school, I handled stress, guilt, a lot of those emotions like feeling just lonely or bored through eating. And really was so unaware as a high school age student to know what exactly I was doing, but it definitely caused some excess, some extra weight gain, caused some me to be lethargic, as well as just some emotional and mood issues. And so when I got to college and started to actually face some things in my own personal journey, I actually went the opposite route. I started to restrict the more stressed I got and lost a lot of weight and started to kind of go down a different journey of not eating. And then through some more time, maturity, counseling, and just work with inner work with myself, I kind of recognized that I had a really weird relationship with food and how it partnered in with things such as stress and loneliness and boredom for me. Those are kind of mostly the main points. So it's a long story, but just to say that I've done a lot of work. Counseling has helped me a lot, as well as just opening up and sharing my journey with friends, loving people, and also just has also instilled a care and a heart in me to want to help other people with these areas. So it's kind of why I'm here. So again, going back to some of those trigger points, what I've noticed is that with emotional eating, a lot of times it's connected to something specific as far as an emotion goes. A lot of times it's stress. I think that's a really big one. Loneliness, if you're feeling sad or alone or something is really hurting inside, and also boredom. So the TV is definitely a big distractor, and a lot of times you could just mindlessly eat because you're kind of bored and want something else to do. And there's also a lot of chemical components that happen with that and responses we have. So sometimes that crunch and that mindlessness helps engage a cycle in our brain that makes us want more and more. So on that note, my tips for helping to manage emotional eating. And if this resonates with you, I would love to hear from you and just hear your thoughts, maybe your story, and how I can best support you. So one of the tips is physical exercise. So getting exercise in your regular routine, I would say at least 5 to 6 days a week. Definitely also taking rest days in there. But getting yourself active will help kind of distract your mind from whatever might be triggering that need to eat, as well as also just release endorphins and help you feel better and also keep you connected to a healthy lifestyle. So making sure that's definitely a priority in your life, whatever works for you. And if you need some help with that, I have a lot of programs. I'm a trainer, so I would love to connect with you and help you with that. So just reach out. Don't be afraid. And also with stress, a lot of times when you're feeling stressed, being aware. So take time to be aware. What stresses you? What are triggers or show points that are saying I am stressed? Do I start to get like really anxious? Do I start like biting my nails? Do I start tapping? Do I start twitching or something? Whatever it is that shows you signs of stress, be aware of that and know I have a game plan to handle this stress in a different way than going to the pantry. So going for a run, going for a walk, getting your exercise in at that time, or maybe doing another little bit of an exercise because you know you're stressed. That's definitely a huge stress manager for me, is just going for a run or going and hitting the gym or doing my home workout. So that's one. Another thing is, like I said, sadness or loneliness. And for me, I was having a hard time connecting. And a lot of times when that happens, when you're not connecting with others, you internalize a lot of sense of loneliness, or maybe you're not just kind of getting out enough or having enough of a deep, real connection, or maybe there's a relationship issue that's bothering you. So make some time. It might take a little bit of time to do some, oh, I got this funny wind here. It might take some time or some homework to find a group to connect to, or reach out to some friends that may have been on your heart that you're just kind of like, I haven't talked to them in a while, but I need to do so. But you need to make that step to get outside of yourself. So be brave. I just want to encourage you. I know it's intimidating. If you need some resources, Chalene Johnson has a Courageous Confidence Club, and she does a great podcast, and she just encourages you. Just be brave and have some steps and tools to feel confident and reach out to others. So that would be my second point. And then my third point would also just be to take some time and relax and be good to yourself. And this, I would say, is the number one, is when you recognize this as a habit in your life, don't do your best to not beat yourself up. Listen to the thoughts that are running through your head and maybe write out some statements that are saying, I'm okay, I'm human. It's very, very common and human to respond to emotions with eating. And just take some time and write some little statements that kind of give grace and comfort to yourself in a different way that are coming from yourself. Because ultimately, if you're going to be beating yourself up, it's going to start a cycle that's just going to make more stress that'll probably lead you to eat more. And I know that cycle. And so I want to encourage you to break that cycle by going a different direction and taking some time to just write out some good statements about yourself, write some things you love about yourself, write some goals that you might have for yourself that you know you want to do and you want to see. But just being good to yourself, taking some time to relax, practicing deep breathing if you're feeling stressed or lonely, and just taking that time to really fill up your own cup, if that makes sense. So, and then last thing is just like boredom. Just, watch your TV time, watch your distraction time, and try and find some things that'll keep you engaged physically, mentally, and emotionally in ways that will help you manage this area and this becoming an issue for you. So I hope that helps. Again, my name is Crystal. There's a link below and an email address below if you'd like to reach out. I would love to connect and just see how this has hopefully been beneficial for you, opening up this discussion. So again, with that, I would love to hear back from you. So hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you soon.